Hello YouTube, what is up? This is SS9 here, and today I'll be talking about Masked Heroes once again, but this time I got a little duel video for you guys. I can't really do this in a specific order because I don't remember what was good and what was not, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it. So, I guess we'll start off with I consider this a Blue Eyes deck, because it was mainly had Maiden in it, so obviously it's Blue Eyes. So yeah, we had a good start with Rhoda, and I got a Shadow Mist. And yeah, Blue Eyes Maiden is like definitely broken. And of course, Zero Eyes is broken, but luckily for me, Mask Change doesn't really, target Zero Eyes, obviously. So I started, playing beat sticks out in the field. That's basically what Heroes is. It's just nothing but really huge beat sticks that can be summoned really easily. And we see a polymerization in his hand, so I'm guessing that he runs Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And he was only one Blue Eyes away, and that's kind of scary. But luckily for us, we get Shadow Mist in the graveyard, and we can start summoning some more heroes. Yeah, since Shining went to the graveyard a while ago, I got 2 heroes in my hand, for those who didn't know. And he just surrendered after that because he knew that I had more monsters in my hand. So, that was the game for that. Now, this next one's Dark World. Dark World is a big deal, sort of, in today's competitive dueling, so the fact that I've, spoiler alert, actually beat this deck is actually means a lot. So it shows you how much potential this Masked Hero support's going to have. So he decides to clash into my, what's it called? Neos Alias. But I went ahead and summoned the Shining, that way his, if he did get a Grapha out, I wouldn't have to, worry about, having a 3000 beat stick on the field. And, I decided to discard Mask Change because I have Mass Charge in my hand. But then I decided that I really didn't need it. So I decided to just play along with it. And yeah, I knew for a fact that he was going to discard something, so that's the reason why I sent out Dark Law. And for those who don't know, when Dark Law is out in the field, any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, which is the reason why his Grapha got banished whenever he discarded it. And the funny thing was, I don't think he read the card, because if he would have read it, he would not have discarded Grapha. So let's see what he's got set. Well, it looked like I was safe. I don't know why he didn't try to MST my back row. But basically, I took advantage of, him not having anything, and I just decided to draw stuff. And yeah, that's where he gets the MST. And luckily for me, he MSTs my Form Change and not my Mirror Force. And also, luckily for me, I discard my Shadow Mist, getting another hero in my hand. And of course, he sends Pot of Duality, but it didn't matter because I had Emergency Call, and he quit after that. If he would have MST'd my Mirror Force, then this game would have been different. But luckily for me, he didn't. So anyway, I didn't know if this guy ran the Masked Hero support, so I just assumed that it was Elemental Heroes. Well, yeah. Because he ran Super Poly, and there's also, oh yeah, he also ran the Destiny draw too. And this is where DN comes in handy, because that allows you to get Mass Change in your hand if you special summon Shadow Mist from your deck. And we see Fire Hand, not usually something that you see in a hero deck. But then again, Fire Hand and Ice Hand do work well in any deck, and he just gave up after that. Sorry, I shouldn't have showed you guys that. That was pretty boring. So the next one is Frog Monarchs, I believe. We do see an Obelisk Tormentor, and oh, blue one, and not in the normal card. Why don't they just do that? Like, make the whole card blue for Obelisk and yellow for Ra and red for Slifer. I mean, that would be so cool and original. So we see a lot of frogs. I mean, that's pretty much you know, all there is to say. There's a lot of frogs. But, luckily for me, Dark Law does work well against this deck because it requires monsters being sent to the graveyard, and he just keeps banishing them. And he had a Mirror Force set. But I get Mass Change. So no big deal. Until he sends out the Mirror Force. But that's where Form Change comes in handy. That way I can get 3,000 defense on the field. And finally gets frogs in his graveyard, which is annoying. So we start doing damage. And that's pretty much all we're doing for a little bit, since, yeah, he just keeps destroying things. He Mirror Force me, then he Dark Holes me. Pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know why he didn't, like, XE summon or anything. And what do I go for here? I go for Mass Charge. Yeah, that's probably a smart move on my account. Gonna special Bubble Man. Of course, he MST's my Mass Change second, and he knew what I was gonna do. I was going to discard my Shadow Mist. And we see a lot of XC summoning finally. So this is getting pretty annoying, but luckily for me I draw into a Bubble Man. So Exciton Knight saves my life here. Very lucky on my account. And of course he tries to attack, but Exciton Knight is broken as crap. So he sets Deep Risen. And all he has in his hand is an obelisk, so he's pretty much got a dead hand. And I didn't have enough attack to destroy his frog. Luckily for me, I drew into an MST. And Degusto Emerald, so I'm pretty much resetting my deck up. I went for Bubble Man, that way I can go for more XE summon, because that's all I can do at this point. And plus Degusto really helps with drawing in this deck. So I decided to add my Shadow Mist and my Neos Alias. Drew into another Bubble Man, and I can't special because I have cards in my hand. And of course, more frog annoyingness. I can't believe of all the frogs. And Honor Arc. That way, well, basically I can just have something on the field. Only reason why I did that. Cowboy wouldn't have really helped too much in this point. I only run, for those who don't know, I only run 4 Xyz monsters in this deck, and I've already played 3 Xyz monsters. Like, this deck is mainly revolved around the masked hero fusions, and I can finally Cowboy him. So I decided to go ahead and start attacking. Kind of wish I would have put my Cowboy in attack mode now, but then again, it didn't matter because he drew into a Solemn Warning, which wouldn't have helped him in the situation. So yeah, I had to use all my Xyz monsters in order to win that. And now we're up against Light Swarms, which is going to be the next duel video that I'll be doing, because Light Swarms are going to be great, in my opinion. I don't run Card Trooper in the main deck, I run it in the side deck. But we go ahead and just, you know, do the broken Masked Hero stuff, of course. And the unusual thing I don't see in a Light Sworn deck is Mirror Force. Usually, when I see Light Sworns, I think, you know, no trap cards, except unless it's Roll Decree, which negates all the trap cards. But seeing Mirror Force was just kind of strange. So, yeah, I did the common Bubble Beat old school combo. And unfortunately, he drew into a Judgment Dragon, and yeah, that sucked, but luckily for me, I get 2 more heroes. And unlucky for me, he Judgment Dragons me. Which kind of sucks. So he's got 3 Soul Charges in his hand ready to go. He's got a bunch of Beat Sticks, and I don't even know what to do here. Mass Charge. Yeah. Mass Charge. Yep. And the only thing that my Calgo is actually really useful here, because he was the only one that can actually beat Judgment Dragon. And, well, that and plus, I forgot what I was going to say. His effect allows me to banish a hero and target 1 monster, and it loses that much attack points. So, before he, bites the his effect bites the dust, I'm allowed to activate his effect. And for once, Cowboy's attack position effect actually came in handy. Don't know how that happens, but it just did. Alright, so next up we're up against Magicians, and to be more specific, it's both Ga and Dark Magician. Interesting deck, actually. Actually, if I remember correctly, it gave me a hard time. But you'll see. Sorry guys, I'm drinking water. So I decided to grab another E, because E is really good. And I never learned my lesson, which is set at, after you attack. But yeah, he MSTs my Mirror Force and my Torrential, which is really annoying because you kind of need that stuff. And here we see the Dark Magician of Illusions, which is the monster that I've been looking forward to seeing. So what I'm wanting to do really, really badly is make a deck that revolves around Dark Magician of Illusions and have it posted on YouTube soon so you guys can enjoy some more videos. And yeah, I know you guys are thinking I shouldn't have said everything, but Exoton Knight was really necessary in this point because he was kicking my butt with Dark Magician of Illusions. So we just went ahead and kept beating the snot out of him. This is the reason why I like Exoton Knight. He's a game changer. Granted, he's broken, but, he's a little too easy to summon, if I must say so myself. So, yeah, I pretty much cowboyed him, and that was the game, so. Alright, now we're up in a mirror match, and I think I actually lost this one. Yeah, I did lose this one. All I had was a bunch of stuff that wouldn't help. So he had Ice Hand. And I didn't want to destroy it because, well, it's Ice Hand. He can destroy my spells and traps. So I finally drawn to a Wild Heart. Decided to compulse his Ice Hand, that way I can make room for my spell and trap card zone just in case, and he goes to Absolute Zero. And I was aware of Absolute Zero's effect, which is why I did bottomless it that way. I wouldn't have to worry about it later, because the only thing I had was a Wild Heart. And I kept drawing, dead cards, nothing that could help. So, we're having a rough time here. This is the worst hand I've ever had with this deck. He just keeps beating the heck out of me with that Ice Hand. And finally we draw into something, which is Rhoda. So, finally do some things. And he acids me. So goodbye all my sent cards. Which is unfortunate because I planned on Miracle Fusion after that. And that didn't work out too well. So he goes into DN. But luckily for me, Absolute Zero's effect comes in handy. Ugh, this is just hectic. And then, of course, I draw into more stuff that can't help me at this point. And he attacks me with King of the Swamp, which is not usually what you see. So I draw into Shadow Mist, or is that what it's called? Shadow Mist, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a long game. So he draws my Fire Hand. At this point, we're just basically neck and neck. So I went ahead and attacked with Neos Alias. He destroys my Neos Alias. I thought I could have activated Neos Alias's effect, or the mass change after that, but apparently not. But luckily for me, I draw into that. He mass changes into that, but I have a mass change of my own too. So I went ahead and activated Kalga's effect so I can do some more damage. And he normal summons Mass Magician, and he knew that was game. Okay, so I guess I did win this. I thought one of these I lost, but I guess I don't know how to save duels that I've also lost. So this is up against Naturias, I believe? Yeah, haven't seen Naturias in forever. So let's see what happens here. Well, start off with Shadow Mist, and didn't really mind for him mirror forcing the, you know, the Shadow Mist, since I did get its effect off, even though I did like, yeah, that effect a lot more where you get Mass Change, because Mass Change is really, really good. And, yeah, he summons more of those little guys. Naturally a cherry, I believe? Yep, cherries. And I went ahead and Mass Changed into Dark Law, that way, he can, you know, every time he sends a card to the graveyard, it gets banished instead, like that card. And he pretty much gave up after that because he knew he couldn't come back. And once again, we're up against Naturias. I actually showed you the second video first, which doesn't make any sense. So he starts off with Spider Fang, and I start off with a bunch of useless stuff again. So he doesn't attack, so which is, well, it's kind of smart. And of course, Upstart. I don't mind when people play Upstart. He summons, so I decided to go ahead and torrential his whole field before he synchro summons. And this is where Summoner Monk comes in handy. That way you can summon your Shadow Mist and then get the Mass Change and get stuff done. And he had Mirror Force and Dark Mirror Force. Why is this labeled as a continuous trap? It's not a continuous trap. So Call of the Haunted definitely comes in handy too. That way you can get Mass Change. And of course he gave up after that one. Alright, we have one more to go, and it's plants. This is actually a pretty interesting deck. I don't think it wasn't like Sylvans or anything. It looked like a plant deck, so yeah, it was all plants. Pretty interesting. And he already had a 3000 beat stick on the first turn. Really annoying. And all I had was, well, yeah, this stuff. And I decided to go ahead and get a lot of heroes in hand. But that was kind of a bad idea. Because he had Needle Sealing up. I did not see Needle Sealing coming. And of course, the broken plant effects of Lone Fire Blossom and Spore, and too much craziness going on. Like, I don't even know what's going on right now. It's so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like this before. So I went ahead and just called a Haunted for Shadow Mist, that way I didn't lose the game. Plus I can get a Mass Change, and I was praying to God for a hero, and I got it. So, I got Mask Deanne. I decided to destroy Black Rose Dragon since that was a pain in the neck. And once again, special summon Shadow Mist. That way I could, you know, Mass Change into Dark Law, and everything would be just banished. So I went ahead and Mass Changed into Dark Law. And yeah, this is the one I lost, actually. But it was a good match, though. I mean, it kept me thinking, so no complaints. So thanks for watching, guys. Tomorrow, or whenever I do more videos, I will try to get a Lightsworn duel video so I can show you guys Lightsworn support, because Lightsworn support's kind of crazy. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. Peace.